Hello and greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the latest weekly report edition for the 3rd of November 2014. And as we were talking about finance, the all-important risk warning: trading does involve risk of loss, may not be suitable for you. Past performance is no guarantee of future results, and all advice are of a general nature only. Okay, let's move over to some charts, and let's start up with BHP and let's just start up with a little review on the week. So let's have a look at the XJO, the index, and I am recording this on Monday during the day, but if we just focus on the previous 5 candlesticks there, you can see that the market had another solid week, not as good as the previous one, but nevertheless those 3 solid green candlesticks pushed us up around another 100 points or so for the week. Let's have a look at that on a weekly chart, and you can see there you go. You can see a nice solid green bar, and that's 3 in a row. That last red one is today, and the market is down a little bit, but that's only one day of the week so far. Alright, so let's have a look at our positions, and as usual we'll start with trades that we have closed out, and in particular of covered calls. And the first one we did close out of middle of last week was Newcrest. As you can see, since we entered this, it's been a very long-term trade. We actually entered in July 25th. Let's go back, where was that? Maybe it's around here. July 25th, okay, so is that candlestick there. And the stock was about 1061 was our underlying entry price, and we got out last week at, I think it was on this candlestick here around, it must have been on Thursday. We got out at $9.80. So even though the share price had dropped 80 cents over that period, walked away with a break even, which obviously isn't anything to be excited about, but does highlight the benefits of call premium and providing that downside buffer. Because even though the stock fell away, you take a break even over wearing an 8% loss on the underlying stock any day. So that was the only closeout trade on the covered calls last week. We had a new entry on BHP. Let's have a look at BHP. Find the shares, and it wasn't a covered call, it was a protected buy. So we'd like to sell a call, but we want to see a prerequisite of the stock rallying up towards that $35 mark first. So got in at with the stock at $34.55. Where's the stock now? It's at $33.77. Got in when the stock was at $33.66. I must correct myself there. Our limit price, including the put, was $34.55. Okay, so pretty much flat, up a few cents on that particular trade. We did put the order out this morning to take profits on AMP. It just needed a few cents more, and we're very close to it. It might get there tomorrow, but you can see after that first half an hour the stock's just faded away a little bit. So that's the intraday there. So ideally we want to lock in that 4% profit. We still do have 3.5 weeks to go, but we don't want to risk the stock turning around at this resistance around $5.90 and then moving back to $5.40 where we may be back to about break even or small profit. If we got a decent profit now, then we'll definitely take it. Santos still underwater here, not by a great margin, down 2.3%. We are capped. We do have our puts at $13.50. A few people have re-rated Santos with its just because the oil price, the crude prices, and energy prices have all slipped away. That can affect Santos's free cash flow, and also funding for their big expansion that they have in place. So a Few investment houses have dropped uh, their targets on the stock by about 50 cents, but they're still above $15. So with 3.5 weeks to see that around that 13.50 mark, then that's what we want to see to run this trade any further. Otherwise, we'll just take the 13.50 put and have it assigned and walk to our next trade. And last trade that we have running at the moment is NAB. NAB's up about 4.4%. These prices all on Friday's close there, but I don't think it would have changed much today because it's still hanging around that $15 mark. Sorry, the $35 mark. So nice trade. We've got the dividend, or goes ex-dividend in about a week's time, and if we're exercised at 34 in December, do have to wait a little while, but that's a whopping 7 or 8% yield if exercised. Particularly, could be a little bit more if they increase their dividend, but I think I read somewhere it's the same at 99 cents. So that trade doing nicely along with AMP, the two financials there, pulling their weight whilst the resources materials lagging. Right, let's have a look at spread trades. It was a great week. We had our best profit of the year on CBA. We did close this 2 days early, I think on this 28th. Is that the Monday, Friday? Oh, might have even been on the. Yeah, I think it was the 28th we closed this one. I think that was on the Tuesday. I got 173% profit on our risk. We paid 63, we risked 63 and got 172 back. So great multiple there. Those with our typical level 2 trades walking away with over $1,300 gross profit. So a solid trade there to go along with XJO, which was an equally good result the week before. We had to close out Telstra at a small profit. It level 2 is $150 profit gross, so net, about a break even, which was a bit disappointing. Let's look at the chart, and it just went up too much. Now with a neutral trade or neutral slightly bullish trade as a calendar spread, just depending on how you structure it, you don't want to see this huge shoot up here of about 10% or so. It means that you don't wear a loss, but it means that your profit is far more diminished, as opposed to if it stayed around our sold strike, which was at $5.31 or thereabouts. Alright, so that was a bit more of a scratch trade there. What else did we have to work on last week? So we discussed the XJO. QBE, we've got orders out today to take profit at 50% there, which is about a $528 profit for level 2. Has hit a bit of resistance. As you can see, we've had two red bodies there on the candlesticks. We need to see it back around the 1160 to hit our profit target there, which is 72 cents credit for the spread. And we do have time decay working for us because we're in the money. So hopefully we hit today, or potentially even tomorrow. Brambles is one we're watching. The profit here is only about the 36% mark. Actually, it's pulled back nicely, which is good. Again, just like the Telstra trade, we don't want it to go too far above our 951 strike. And this morning it was pushing sort of towards $9.80, as you can see. So it's come back a little bit, which is good. We want some more time decay to eat into the share, and if we can get a 50% profit, we'll turn that into a 50% profit over the next week or two, then there's another $600 for level 2 traders. And lastly, it's Wesfarmers. This is a bearish trade that we have there. We're down about the same amount as that we're up at Brambles. We're down 38% here, and yeah, we can see the stocks just continue to run up. But we do have 3.5 weeks, and it is approaching that resistance those resistance levels there around that 44.50. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit of profit taking occur. I'll just bring you Woolies, even though we don't have a Woolies trade at the moment. They were reporting their sales figures weren't meeting expectations there, and you can see the result down about $1.70. So be keenly watching Wesfarmers in their quarterly update reports, see what happens there, and if it does, you can see that if it comes out in line or even a little bit under, the stock's going to get punished, which is what traders in this bearish position want to see, to lock in a solid profit there. Alright, let's just double check. That's the update on your position. So fairly solid week of trading, especially with that record CBA profit there. That was a nice one to walk away from with about a 1 month position. So I'd like to see some more of those go your way, and also lock in a few more profits on a consistent basis. So if you have any questions about any of the trades that I've discussed today, or any of the trades that you're in yourself that you have with us, then feel free to give us a call on desk. Brandon in particular, more than happy to help you there. Alright, I'll wrap it up there for today, ladies and gents. You have a great rest of the week, and we'll catch up again this time next week. Thanks.